Autumn time, harvest time, autumn time, harvest time, autumn time is harvest time, harvest time, and autumn time. Harvest time is autumn time. Autumn time is harvest 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 time. Well, good day to you, or if you're in a place where it's night, good night to you. This is Selena Fox, and I'm coming to you live from the forest that I call home in southwestern Wisconsin, USA. And yes, it's the 1st of September, and in these parts, and Wisconsin is located in north central USA in the northern hemisphere. Well, autumn is coming upon us. Now, autumn officially begins on the autumnal equinox. However, in the USA, autumn actually is time release. Some people say that autumn actually comes with Labor Day weekend, and that's this weekend that's coming up right now. I guess the more pragmatic dimension is when the leaves start changing colors and when is harvest in great exuberance. And clearly a lot of people are harvesting right now. I harvested some mint this morning, and I'm actually going to be doing a podcast later this month about harvesting and preserving herbs. You know, when to harvest, how to harvest. Yes, I have my ceremonial sickle. Use that in rituals to represent the harvest. But my harvesting tool is clippers, and I endeavor to clip in such a way that it actually allows and stimulates growth. I cut at a joint where leaves are springing out so that the rest of the plant will continue to have some growth. If you're harvesting herbs, it's really important that you, unless they're annual plants, that you don't cut the whole plant down. If they're perennials, you want them to stay alive, survive the winter, and up here it gets really cold in the winter, and then be around for the coming spring. So I see autumn as a time release experience. There are a variety of rituals and customs and festivals and all sorts of autumnal events. And tonight on my Nature Spirituality podcast, which is on Circle Sanctuary's Internet Radio Network, CSNP, I'm going to begin a series of Wednesday night harvest time and autumn time podcasts. So tonight we're going to take a look at autumn time, take a look not only at various happenings and traditions in September, but in the coming months. I will be talking about apples next week, and I'll be doing a autumnal equinox ceremony because autumnal equinox is on a Wednesday this month. And I'll be also talking about harvest altars. I'll have a podcast on that, and at the very end, the last Wednesday in the month, is when I'm going to talk about harvesting and preserving herbs for household use, ceremonial use, for healing and wellness. So another harvest I did today is of what some people call the witch's candle or hag's taper or Jupiter's rod. It has a lot of folk names. It's actually mullein, year number 2 of this biennial plant. And you'll notice that the leaves are kind of green and fuzzy. Yes, another name for this plant is Scout's toilet paper. You can figure out why. So I've used these not only as decorations, and the leaves I've actually dried and used in incenses and sacred smoke. It really helps with the lungs. I've made teas out of it. But these long stalks that happen the second year of growth in mullein, once they dry, you can dip them into wax or oil, and you can set them ablaze as a kind of torch or taper. And I've used them to kindle ceremonial bonfires over the years. So only lasts 2 years. The first year, you just get the leaves. The second year, you get the stalks. I also have with me some sage that I have harvested. Now, there are a lot of different kinds of sages, and this is what some people call the European sage or the garden sage, and I use this in a whole variety of ways. We also have the white sage growing in the restored prairie at Circle Sanctuary Nature Preserve, which is next door where I live. And sages have been used for purification, for incense, and yes, cooking. This kind is used a lot for cooking, and you can make a tea that can be very healthful for you. So I'll conclude with a chant that I wrote many years ago and that we use for our autumn equinox celebrations and in connection with harvest. And not only the harvest of plants that are around us in nature, but at this harvest time, it's an opportunity for us to also give thanks for other kinds of harvest in our lives. We give thanks for the harvest. We give thanks for abundance. We give thanks for the blessings in our lives through the year. We give thanks for the harvest. We give thanks for abundance. We give thanks for the blessings in our lives through the year. We give thanks for the harvest. We give thanks for abundance. We give thanks for the blessings in our lives through the year. Well, I hope you will join me and the Circle Sanctuary community for a variety of online events in September. In addition to my Harvest Time, Autumn Time podcast on Wednesday nights, I'm doing a variety of podcasts on Sundays. That's Nature Mystic, my other podcast. We have our Welcome Fall Festival. Yes, it will be in person. Most of it will be in person, but I'm doing a hybrid workshop, Autumn Transformations, and that will be Saturday, September 18th. And of course, we have a full moon this month, and we do that online at the Circle Sanctuary YouTube channel. No surprise, the full moon closest to the equinox is the harvest moon. So on Monday, September 20th, will be harvest moon time. And so Judith and I and others connected with the Circle Sanctuary community will be celebrating the full moon then. Plus, in September, I am speaking at a variety of online events. Now, if you'd like more information about the Circle Sanctuary presentations and connections I have, you can get them at the Circle Sanctuary website, and we send out a monthly e-bulletin. And if you aren't already getting Circle Times, it will be going out soon. Then you can go to the Circle Sanctuary website, circlesanctuary.org, and sign up to get our free e-bulletin. It not only shares and reports on the information that we as Circle Sanctuary community does in Wisconsin. Yes, some are in person, but a lot of our stuff is still online. And there are so many things that I and others are doing this month. We actually have a whole networking section which will give you links and information about other festivals and pagan pride days and conferences that I and others will be speaking at, including the Parliament of the World's Religions, which happens next month, in the middle of the month. I'm so thankful you all joined me for this midday welcome of September. And for all of you in the Northern Hemisphere, I wish you autumn blessings, and for all of you in the Southern Hemisphere, I wish you spring blessings. And around the world, I wish all bright blessings of peace, safety, well-being, kindness, love, joy, and delight. So be it. I hope we'll get to connect in inner space and in cyberspace. And for those of you who can come to some of our events, yes, you do have to be vaccinated and show proof of vaccination so that we all stay safe. Well, I'll see you face to face. Many blessings, and until next time, may you be safe and be well. So be it.